Browns still looking for an offensive coordinator, and there will be plenty of competition. 9 teams currently need offensive coordinators. That's almost a third of the league. And in particular, Texans quarterback coach Jared Johnson, who was in town yesterday, interviewed by the Browns, interviewed with the Eagles. He is also interviewed for the Saints job. Additionally, the Steelers, looking for an offensive coordinator after Matt Canada was fired, they're expected to meet with Cliff Kingsbury for their offensive coordinator position. Kingsbury is also interviewed with the Raiders. All right, so what we know, Tim, is Ken Dorsey's interviewed, Jared Johnson's interviewed, Andy Dickerson, who interviewed for the offensive coordinator's job. That might have been a safety net in case they lose Bill Callahan. Who do you think the best fit is, and what skill set, what are you looking for in an offensive coordinator if you're Kevin Stefanski? What does he profile as, I guess?
Well, what I would think of those three guys you mentioned, I look at Gerard Johnson and Ken Dorsey kind of in my 1 and 2. Even going with Gerard Johnson over Ken Dorsey, even though Dorsey has been an offensive coordinator, and the Texans the Bills, analytically were doing very well before they fired Ken Dorsey. And then became a more run-oriented team, and then were able to get into the playoffs that way. But I think what I think the Browns should be looking for an offensive coordinator is someone who has ideas that can build off of Kevin Stefanski. Kevin Stefanski, we've seen, the past couple of years what he can do with a quarterback as far as, maximizing him, getting him out of the pocket on bootlegs and whatever, play action game and those sorts of things. And that's all well and good. That's a very good foundation to build on. What I think they should be trying to look for is someone who can expand on that and maybe kind of get into more true spread elements and, not just working the field vertically, but also horizontally. And that's where I think, these younger coaches come in, guys like Gerard Johnson, only in his 30s. I think Zach Robinson, who's another, name out there we talked about last week. He's been getting some looks, I guess, around the league for offensive coordinator. You're looking for those young guys who always have new ideas, creativity. I think you can always kind of keep that in stock over and over again because I think as the NFL continues to grow, you want to continue to have new ideas, new ways to deploy your offense. And that's why I typically feel like I would lean younger just to kind of keep the pool of ideas fresh as often as you can.
Yeah, and the other thing is you want somebody with that motion. Now, they did hire Tommy Rees, who was an OC in college, so that could factor into it as well. It'll be interesting. Just keep an eye on that as it goes along. Again, 9 teams, 9 out of 32 currently have offensive coordinator openings.